Greetings! It is the last Thursday in May, or at least one of the last few Thursdays in May. So welcome to our May show of The Scene here on 881 The Park. My name is Nick Brandon. Happy to join you on this fine Thursday evening. I guess my only regret tonight is that we're not doing the show outdoors because it is like a perfect evening outside. But we're going to pretend like the sun is shining here in 881 Studios and have ourselves some fun tonight, bringing you the best of the best in local music and specifically all those great and amazing and fantastic artists that do their studies here at the Plymouth Canton Educational Park. And we got a lot of seniors on tap tonight to bring some music to you from. It is kind of sad, actually, to think about this senior class, the class of 2018. The other day I was at an Arts Academy event and realized that virtually this senior class was sort of a fundamental class in building the In the Band Music Appreciation Studio to what it is today. Really, the last two graduating classes are sort of our classes. And I was looking around thinking, wow, there is so much talent in this senior class, and we're going to miss them so much. And it's been pretty awesome to get to know them. So tonight we're going to celebrate a lot of our seniors with some music, but we're going to bring in a PCCS alumnus tonight, making her return to the scene. Abbey Sexton will join us for an interview, some live performance. Of course, Abbey of one of our favorite bands, Paper Crowns. We've played them a lot here on the airwaves, and they've been so good to In the Band, and hopefully In the Band has been good to them. And so we welcome Abbey back. We're going to bring her in a little bit. May 11th was our ITB2 7-inch vinyl release party. It was absolutely fabulous. I can't tell people how huge it was. 2 stages. We were crazy enough to have 2 stages, 14 acts. More than 300 people came through the doors at Park to experience that evening, which is just awesome. We were totally blown away by the response. I think we're going to continue doing the 2 stages, but more than anything, we're going to continue to do shows to support musicians in our community. That brings us to our next gig, which is June 16th. That is Saturday, June 16th. It's the first Saturday after school gets out. We are going to introduce all of our musicians and friends to our brand new stage that we built inside the In the Band studio with our first show inside the studio, and it will be a big one. It's going to feature Junior High Cheer Squad, who's getting back together for this show and then essentially breaking up after the show. That's what bands do. They announce that they break up before their last show or whatever. So Junior High Cheer Squad reunion and final show will be happening on this night, but it's not just them. Hilltop Drive will be getting back together to play again, and we love that band, and it's going to be great to have them on the In the Band stage, and they're all going to be joined by the Doozers and our good friend Zoe Sturrett. So May 11th was what it was. We loved it, but now we're moving forward to June 16th. So that's the date that everybody should put into your calendars right now. Doors are going to be at 6:30 p.m., $5 at the door. Those 4 great bands, Junior High Cheer Squad, Hilltop Drive, the Doozers, and Zoe Sturrett. So maybe Zoe Sturrett is a perfect place to start right now. I'm going to say something we've been waiting a long time to say on these airwaves. Let's hear some music from Zoe Sturrett. She has just recorded a brand new EP. The cover art is a young kid picture of Zoe. Everyone should check that out if they can. It's Zoe in all of her Zoe-ness, looking like the performer that she would eventually become. The EP is called Sunflower Eyes. It sounds fantastic. A lot of familiar names jumped in, but really it's all about Zoe and her just unbelievable voice and great songs. And we are ready to debut that tonight on the air here on 881 The Park. So without further ado, it's our good friend Zoe Sturrett. Here is her hit song, as I call it, Starlight, on the scene on 881 The Park.
Beautiful Hi, I'm Clint Smiley, the principal at West Middle School, and you're listening to The Scene on 88.1 The Park, Plymouth and Canton's hit music.
That is Michigan Left with their song Waves here on The Scene on 88.1 The Park. That is obviously one half of the ITB2 7-inch colored vinyl just released on May 11th. And you can pick that up in a variety of places. Certainly if you come to any In the Band shows, you can purchase your own copy of ITB2 featuring that song. It also features tonight's special guest. It's been a year since Abbey Sexton sat in this studio and had a really great discussion with us. I remember finding out all about this band Paper Crowns and what they were up to. And when we had the opportunity to have a May show, I thought, well, we should really bring Abbey back in because she's back around this area now. So we're very pleased to welcome back Abbey Sexton to the scene. Welcome, Abbey.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
It's like deja vu from a year or so ago.
I know, it's kind of weird.
It is. It is. But what a year it's been. I mean, you think about, I remember when you were in last time, it was a relatively new band, or at least this sort of new idea, because you performed solo for a little while. I remember at our very first show, I even had Abbey Sexton on the bill, and then eventually it was like, oh, there's a band, and it's called Paper Crowns. But you guys have been pretty busy since. You've played at several shows and have really made a name for yourself. How's the last year been?
Yeah, it's been a roller coaster, to say the least. We have been trying to, come together and really figure out what we want to do with ourselves as a band. We're relatively new, but now we've been a band for about a year now, and we're still trying to work out the kinks. It's never an easy thing to do.
You'll work out the kinks for the rest of your career. That's how bands work. Bands that have been around for 30 years are still working out the kinks. Uh-huh. The Rolling Stones are still working out the kinks. Would you say that the changes in the developments that have made in the band have been, purely musical? I know you've had some changes in personnel, and how have you kind of rolled with that, and how has the sound changed over time?
Yeah, it's been kind of tricky. We keep losing bass players due to other commitments and school and stuff. Distance is so difficult to deal with sometimes. Like, I knew that from when I went to Western this past year. It's hard to be somewhere else and have your band back home. But I think our sound is changing for the better. We have been playing the same songs for a very long time, and so we're finally writing some new stuff, and I'm really excited about that all. But our new bass player, John, he brings more of an alternative spin to our music, which I really like, so I'm really excited for that.
Agreed. I think he was a great fit.
Oh, yeah, he's awesome.
And just as a guy, too, he's great to work with.
Oh, I love John, one of my best friends.
For sure, for sure. You mentioned going to Western. I know that, a year ago when we talked on the air, that was the plan. And then you went, and now great news came through, a few months back when we all heard, hey, Abby's coming back, and she's not going back to Western. So how did the experience happen, and when did you make the decision, and did music play a part?
Yeah, so the whole going away to college thing, I feel like that's such a big pressure, like, go, get out of here, like, make a new life for yourself. But I think once I left, I realized I have such a great life here in Plymouth. I've got a great band, a great job, a bunch of great friends, great family. And definitely the what was drawing me back was the band. It was so hard to be there and them here playing shows, trying to practice, trying to write new stuff. And now that we're all in one place, it's so much fun and a lot easier. For
sure. I mean, it's a great read. It's a smart decision because you're right. There is a sort of pressure, right? It's like you got to go away and get that whole experience. But the truth is that Paper Crowns was sort of firing on all cylinders when you left. I mean, things were really happening, and I'm sure there was a feeling that you just weren't able to give it your full energy and your full attention being, halfway across the state.
Yeah, it was definitely challenging, but now I'm so ready to be all in. Paper Crown song reference. It's a kind of an inside joke with the band, but yes, I'm so excited to be here. Like, my whole heart's in it. The rest of the guys of the band said they're in it with me, and I'm really excited to get rolling.
Yeah, well, your heart should be in it because you, as you well know, you guys are one of ITB's favorite bands. I feel like you guys have been instrumental in just, getting the studio out there.
Oh, thanks.
So we love Paper Crowns, and we were so happy to put you guys on this latest 7-inch vinyl.
Oh my gosh, we were so excited, and we still are excited. It's just so cool. I never thought like, oh, my music would be on an actual vinyl. Like, I feel like record players kind of went out of style, like when all the technology came, and then they're coming back now. And to have your very own art like pressed on a vinyl and listening to it, like, that's the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's as cool for us as it is for you. Well, maybe it's more cool for you guys, but it's been fantastic. And to have you guys with Michigan Left together just seemed like a perfect pairing. I mean, part of the fun of this whole project is finding the right pairings. We had Junior High Cheer Squad and Hilltop Drive first, and it just seemed like a great fit. And that's where that 70s vibe came in. The cover art, is very 70s influence, because I feel like in both bands' cases, there is a vintage thing going on. Michigan Left with a little bit more of the psychedelic vibe, but you guys sort of had this flower power thing going on. We'll get to your influences later, but one of the coolest things about your band that a lot of people, I think, take note of is the cello.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that's kind of a unique thing. Was that sort of an idea from the beginning, or did that develop over time to bring a cello in?
Yes. I'm friends with Ashley, very good friends, and he's a classical cellist. And I knew that it would be tricky to mix our folky pop sound with the classical cellist. and we're still working out those kinks as well. But I think it really defines our sound, and it's so cool. And we're working on getting him on more of our songs, and we hope to keep the cello sound constant.
Yeah, it brings a uniqueness for sure. And then, of course, personnel-wise, Reese Gabriel in the band, brings a creativity. Now he's become Mr. Producer, Mr. Engineer. Such a great guy to work with, again, in the context of a band. And then when you think Paper Crowns, a lot of it is just Abby and Joe.
Yeah.
Joe is he's just ingrained in the band.
Yeah, he's an awesome and talented, incredible human and super kind guy.
He really is, yeah. And when we talked earlier to open the show about this senior class, he's just one of many singers that we're going to miss a lot. But he's going to be around.
Yes, he will. He's going to Dime in Detroit, which is awesome, incredible. He's going to kill it there. I keep wondering what the Plymouth Marching Band is going to do without him.
Yeah, they're losing a lot of talent. Well, they lose talent every year, and they seem to just get it right back.
Oh, yeah. They've got it under control.
So while we have Abby here, I think it's really important that we have you do a little singing.
All right, yeah.
Get that guitar out, and Abby's going to play at least 2 songs tonight. If we have time, we're going to get 3 in. And I have to say that when we started in the band, I was really concerned, what is the level of talent we were going to get? What is the skill level we were going to get in our local musicians? And Abby was one of the first people I heard sing live. And right then I was like, we're going to be okay.
Thank you.
that voice was just so strong and way beyond its years. I was amazed the whole time I was hearing a high schooler perform, even though you're not a high schooler now. Yeah. But I think everybody's in for a treat. So, Abby, we're going to do Dizzy first. Tell us about this song before you play it.
All right, yeah, we actually premiered this at the May 11th show. It just kind of came to me in a bunch of pieces, like all my songs do, and it was completely transformed when we made it a full band song. But I'm excited to play it for acoustic for you guys.
Cool. Well, I want to thank everybody for joining us on the scene tonight. You are in for a treat. Here's Abbey Sexton playing solo. Here's the song Dizzy on the scene on 88.1 The Park.
I never asked for all the answers. No, I never needed to fit in for someone who makes a whole lot of mistakes. I always seem to write in pen, and I'm not trying to win. I'm just trying to make it out alive. Spend my whole life wondering, am I doing this alright? You don't know about how I've been, but I know I'll be just fine. This world, it tends to spin too fast. Don't waste your time getting dizzy on the past. This life is short, but I'm gonna make it last. I sure got a lot of questions on why we do the things we do. I guess I'll never know. That one goes to show. So I'll do me and you do you. I'm not trying to win, I'm just trying to make it out alive. Spend my whole life wondering, am I doing this alright? You don't know about how I've been, but I know I will be just fine. 'Cause this world,
That is Dizzy, and that is Abby. There's that familiar voice that we all know and love so much. Thank you, Abby. That was great.
Thank you.
Paper Crowns gets like a tremendous reception if you've ever seen them live. I know May 11th, and Abby would never mention this, but you were fighting pneumonia. And that's a voice, ladies and gentlemen, that had just had pneumonia pretty recently. I wish I could get pneumonia and sound like that.
Gosh. You do not want pneumonia, I promise.
But and Abby was very self-critical, but had a amazing night for having pneumonia on May 11th. But the crowd was just so into what you guys do. I just remember the roars that you were getting after each song, and certainly at the end of the set. Seems like you guys have really, I don't know, connected with people. I mean, it seems like you have a fan base now.
I hope so. That's awesome. I think a lot of it is like our friends and family. They just support us so much, and that is what keeps us going. You know, like having people who want to hear our stuff is what makes us want to put more stuff out there.
Yeah, for sure. It's just, I don't know, it's just kind of a lovable group of people. Like just the way you guys are on stage, everyone's having fun.
Oh yeah,
you know?
it's always a blast on stage and practice.
Yeah.
So much fun.
There's lots of smiles. There's lots of energy. It's everything's so positive. I that stood out from the very beginning, and I think that's infectious to the crowd. So
I hope so.
We are going to have another in-studio performance here. This is Young Thief. Is this another one of the Paper Crowns repertoire?
This is. It used to be just an acoustic song, and we made it full band. And this is the one with the famous harmonica solo from Reese. That is my favorite thing in the whole world. So I'm sad that he's not here to do it for you guys, but we'll have to make do.
Maybe next time we'll have to bring Reese in with the harmonica.
Oh yeah, just Reese and a harmonica the whole time. I listen.
Maybe that's what I'll do next in the scene. I'll have Reese come in and just play harmonica solos.
He's got so many talents I can't even keep track.
That is where Paper Crowns, though, is so cool. You got the cello, you got the harmonica, you got Joe back there on the drums.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's something for everybody in this band.
Yeah, we try to bring it all in because that's what makes it fun. You got to change things up, introduce new instruments. Like, I never thought I'd write a song with harmonica in it. I was always a little afraid of it, but then I heard it and I was in love with it.
Yeah, it's so cool. So cool you guys are so open about that. So here is in-studio performance number 2. This is Young Thief by Paper Crowns, but it's Abbey Sexton solo. Here on the scene on 88.1 The Park. Take it away.
Didn't know what I was feeling. I didn't know that you were stealing every last bit of my empty mind. The night was strung with innocence. You held your head with confidence. How could I not have read these signs? Young thief, I watched you leave. Took my heart and you ran, but you didn't wait for me. That's okay, I'll see you again someday. Maybe you'll get the chance to stay if you haven't been locked away. Yeah. Young thief. We talked about the moon, and we talked about your shoes, and we talked and talked about the things that we wished we could do. It was easy, you knew exactly what to say. A mastermind behind the crime, you had me intertwined. Young thief, I watched you leave. Took my heart and you ran. You didn't wait for me. That's okay, we'll meet again someday. Maybe you'll get the chance to stay if you haven't been locked away. Young thief, lock him up, don't let him out, don't let him out. Lest he's on his way to me. Lock him up, don't let him out, don't let him out. Unless he's gonna set me free. Young thief, I watched you lift my heart and you ran. You didn't wait for me, that's okay. We'll see you again someday. Maybe you'll get the chance to stay if you haven't been locked away. Young thief.
Young Thief from Abbey Sexton here on The Scene on 88.1 The Park. It's good to have Abby back. I was looking back, and as we enter the influences segment here on The Scene, I remember last time when you and Joe were in, I think you chose a Matt Nathanson song. And Joe chose Daughter, which was the first time I'd heard that, and I ended up really liking both of those. So I have high expectations tonight of the influences segment. I guess, first and foremost, have your influences changed at all in the last year? I know that for me, going away to college was a huge musical experience. I was in record shops when I should have been in class. I was at shows when I should have been studying. And there was something about the college atmosphere and where I was that just discovered all this new music. Was there any growth in your influences in this past year being away?
I wouldn't say specifically being away. I'm always on the hunt for new music to listen to, and I get that all from my friends and what they're listening to. But this band specifically, I discovered a couple years ago. They opened for James Bay, who I also love, and they're three sisters, and they just harmonize incredibly, and I love the message in this song.
When I saw the band name Joseph, I was expecting something different than three sisters.
I know, right? I don't know what's behind that, but they're awesome.
And this is White Flag. Is there something in particular about this song that stood out in terms of being an influence for you?
It's got a great message. It's just a fun song to listen to. I feel like everyone can kind of relate in their own way, and I love that.
Cool. Well, we got high expectations here. Abby's got good taste. So here is the Abbey Sexton Influences segment on The Scene on 88.1 The Park. This is White Flag by Joseph. That is the Abbey Sexton Influences song, White Flag by Joseph, here on The Scene on 88.1 The Park, bringing you the best in local music. Great choice by Abby. That's a stomping good time, isn't it? I think I read that they're a folk group, but that wasn't folk to me.
No, yeah, that was definitely one of their more poppy songs. Their newer album has definitely a more pop vibe to it.
Everything's got that stomp along backbeat thing going on now. It's like, I call it festival rock, because all they're trying to do is get festival crowds jumping, you know? We are going to get in our time machine here and go back in time and do a little segment that we call The Scene Rewind. And usually I throw it to Bill Keith, but we've got a very special man running the board tonight, Sir John Krieger, the assistant director at 88.1 The Park. Welcome, John.
Well, thanks for having me, Nick. And it's always nice to be knighted by by the district's director of communications and also by the host of The Scene. Yeah, this rewind segment's kind of fun because it's the story of The Scene, really. Because if you take a look at it, and I'm sure Abby's been there as well in her career as a singer. You know, sometimes the connections you make are by word of mouth, and the I got a guy or I got a girl thing can either be really, really good or really, really bad, and enter into the equation the Mean Reds. It came to the attention of 88.1 The Park back when we were an indie rock kind of themed station, when one of our students told the person who filled my position, John Bomarito, that he needed to check out a singer that was friends with his girlfriend. So you got to take some time. You got to go check out this singer because she's friends with my girlfriend.
Yes.
John, predictably, was not expecting a whole lot, but he agreed to go and check them out. And then Kylie Phillips, started to sing. And all of a sudden, John was blown away. So much so that we had the subject of our rewind segment today, the Mean Reds, play an 88.1 The Park concert in the Gloria Logan Auditorium. Kylie was a 2007 graduate. She's gone on to an extensive performance career here in southeastern Michigan. Since we have to compare every new artist to some current artist, we'll say that she has drawn comparisons to Sarah Bareilles and to Brandi Carlile. But really, Kylie is her own musician, just like Abby is her own musician, just like every band out there is special in The Scene, which is why The Scene is so special and why In the Band is special as well. So here's some people that would have, I think, fit in very well in the band. Back from 2007, it's the Mean Reds with Too Late, and this is The Scene Rewind on 88.1 The Park.
Back from our time machine on The Scene Rewind, that was the Mean Reds with Too Late. That featured PCP 2007 grad Kylie Phillips on lead vocals. Abbey Sexton, our in-studio guest. We're having so much fun tonight. What'd you think of the Mean Reds?
That was an awesome song. That sounds like a lot what I like to listen to. We compared it to Sarah Bareilles and Brandi Carlile, some of my favorite artists.
It was kind of up your alley. Yeah, I would say that. Good recording, too. Very good, well-produced. Mm-hmm. Sometimes with these local bands, you never know what you're going to get, but that was very good sounding. We're going to keep the music going here with a couple of our favorite acts. Me and the Dog, also known as Keegan Weaver, is going to be pretty active here in the coming months. Just released his Happy House EP. Keegan, one of many artists that we're listening to tonight that are soon to graduate. Brings a little tear to the eye to think about old K-Weave graduating, but he's going to be around as well. I think he'll be a student at Dime. And then we're going to hear from this band called Paper Crowns, which, the lead singer is sitting right next to me, 4 feet to my right, with Disappear, which was the second track on the ITB2 7-inch vinyl accompanying the Michigan Left song that we heard earlier. So we're going to keep the music going with one of our favorites. Here is Keegan Weaver, a.k.a. Me and the Dog, with Need on The Scene on 88.1 The Park.
Words that come out of your mouth make me feel so happy, but make me doubt your sanity and your love for anybody else. So happy, but stop the drought that's been welling up in each of the corners of my eyes. And oh, how I love these words, but oh, how I cry as I watch and I pray just to watch you become more and more blind. Don't tell me that I'm all you need. Time runs out and you feel as if you are missing something. Oh, the words that come out of your mouth become more and more the more you start to doubt us. And the problem is you think the thing you're missing is me. And oh, how I love these words, but oh, how I cry as I watch and I pray just to watch you become more and more blind. No, don't tell me that I'm all you need, 'cause I'm not the one. The truth is what you I watch you dream this roll deeper and deeper with not enough rope. And I told you I'd never give up on you, but just look at the mess you've made. You make me feel so good yet so bad, 'cause you're lost and I can't see. So don't tell me that
There's Abbey Sexton in the studio with Disappear by Paper Crowns. And now we're going to come to Abbey Sexton in this studio with her final live performance of the night here on The Scene. Here is Abbey with Simple as That on The Scene on 88.1 The Park.
Stories all the same, new face, a new name. Put me out again, put me out again. Flame will spark a fire, new hopes, new desires. I put it out again, put it out again. And I know what you're thinking. You think I've lost my mind, and I know what they're saying. I disagree, but I don't have the time. 'Cause there's nothing a dance party can't fix. Not the first time I felt like this. I'm gonna scream until my lungs resist. Break down these walls I let you build. I don't know where I'm going, I don't know where I'm at, but I know where I belong. And it's as simple as that. Here come all the games, suffocate this flame. I'm breaking down again, breaking down again. We'll argue and we'll fight, stay up through the night. Let's break this down again, break this down again. And I know what you're thinking. You think I've lost my mind, and I know what they're saying. I disagree, but I don't have the time. But there's nothing a dance party can't fix. Not the first time I felt like this. I'm gonna scream until my lungs resist. Break down these walls I let you build. I don't know where I'm going, I don't know where I'm at. I know where I belong, and it's as simple as that. You think I've lost my mind, and I know what they're saying. I disagree, but I don't have the time. But there's nothing a dance party can't fix. This is not the first time I've felt like this. I'm gonna scream until my lungs resist. Break down these walls I let you build. I don't know where I'm going, I don't know where I'm at. I know where I belong, and it's as simple as that.
Simple as that from Abbey Sexton live here in the studio on The Scene on 88.1 The Park. I love that one in concert.
Oh,
I
yeah,
can see
that's such a fun one.
Reese jumping around and John doing his thing. And
Joe gets to have a lot of fun on that one, too.
exactly. Abbey, thank you so much for joining us tonight. It was great to have you back on The Scene.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here. Sorry the whole band couldn't make it, but
Hey, it was
know?
great to have you, and we'll make this a yearly thing.
All right, let's do it.
We'll see you again sometime in 2019, and we're
Alrighty.
glad to have you back in the area too.
Awesome,
It's
me
going to be
too.
great to see Paper Crowns be so active. Thanks to everyone joining us tonight. We will check back in with you at the end of June with more fantastic local music here from the PCEP music scene. We're going to take you out with the band that's playing at In the Band on June 16th, Saturday, June 16th. Join us to see the final show of Junior High Cheer Squad. Here's Change on 881 The Park.
Taking the blame. Broken heart has taught me